When you visit the Las Vegas Strip, do you ever stop and think what it's really like to live in Sin City full time? In this video, I'm going to talk to you as a 20-year resident of Las Vegas, what it's really like to be here in 2025. We're going to talk about traffic and traffic fatalities, the brutal, harsh climate we have to face on a daily basis most of the year, and it's even bad in the winter you wouldn't expect. And talk about things like inflation, costs of living, housing crisis, and the crime rate. So stay with me as we peel back the layers. I've been here for 20 years. I have some liberty to talk about this stuff. Are you ready for it? Let's go. So first, I kind of want to talk about the weather here in Vegas. Now, right now it's late March and it's gorgeous. We've had a few days of 80-degree weather, but the weather is going to change. It changes literally almost every 2 days in this town. One thing that you would never know if you come here for short bursts is how volatile the weather can be. You think of the desert and you think that it's a place that's just hot all the time, but the truth of the matter here is that it's hot for brief periods in the summertime, separated by violent thunderstorms, and then we have a horrible period of wind and cold for us at least, in the winter time. If you don't have allergies, you come to Vegas, there's a really good chance you'll actually develop allergies. A quick story for you guys on here, something that we had to learn the hard way. My wife never had allergies. She came from the Philippines. You know, they have lots of humidity. After moving to Vegas by way of like places like Guam, Hawaii, and California, we ended up renting a place with carpets. The carpets were a bad idea. Carpets were the worst idea because within a few years, she had allergies so bad that she would be locked in her room for periods, considering going to an allergist and getting a jab in her arm for allergy shots. And this was a problem for her that got solved after she went back for a prolonged period to the Philippines. The histamine receptors reset. From that point on, we just demanded a place with tile floors or hardwood flooring, and the allergies never came back. But there's a dog behind me, I think. I'm in this park right now. If you don't have allergies, you may develop them if you get here. And those windstorms, they can be brutal, up to 50 miles per hour. But if you're having stress and you're having a problem with these windstorms and you're in town and you're a local or you're visiting, I have a channel sponsor for you before we move on to the crime, which is going to blow your mind in 2025. So this video is actually brought to you by one of your fellow viewers, Vegas stripmobilemassage.com. He comes to Vegas all the time and he brings his mobile massage business out here with him. His name is John, and he came out and asked me to tell everybody about how amazing his service is. He actually has other service areas on the East Coast, places like Connecticut and Rhode Island too, but he comes into town and he'll be in town April 1st, March 31st and onwards. So check out Vegas stripmobilemassage.com if you're going to be in town and you guys want to have a really great, reputable dude who watches our channel and who wants to see you guys be able to relax. And if you're a Vegas resident, he'll come out to where you are and meet you at a place that's convenient for you. I'm in this park right now, and you guys can see this kind of like dry bed here. This is kind of a wash, but don't worry, there's no people living in the tunnels below me. These parks are set up as places of, refuge for the local community. People can walk their dogs, people can go and bring their kids. Some of these parks even have water and little water features in them in the summertime. One thing that's become a problem with these parks, though, is the crime and the homelessness. And that's become a major issue in Vegas in 2025, unfortunately. One of the issues with these parks is the homeless population and the crime that can happen in them. And it was inevitable for Vegas to grow up, right? We couldn't be a small little city of 500,000 people forever. Now the city and the area, the local area, Clark County overall, it's a population of about 2.3 million. Maybe about 1 million actually live here in the city proper. And with that, we now have crime. We have things like shootings and random gang violence. Heck, I'm on Summerlin South right now, and there's a CVS pharmacy that closed. A whole lot of them closed recently due to things like petty crimes. And there was, gang writing for a gang based out of LA on the plywood that they put on top. It reminds me of a story working on the Strip. Not one I can fully tell here, so make sure you check out our Patreon link in the show more box. I'll pin it up next to Vegas Mobile Massage in the first comment to this video. A friend of mine who had cleaned his life up. He was a reformed gangbanger. Name was Jonathan, great guy. Started his own business, and he got his head separated from his body by his significant other. There's so many sordid details there that I can't get into, but when you see that kind of stuff with somebody that you knew and you kind of were like happy he got off the streets from timeshare like I was back in the day, it just breaks your heart. But it makes you realize that the same weird stuff that seems to be infecting society is infecting Vegas. And as more people move here and they bring their kind of criminal ways with them, this is something that we have to deal with. Other things we have to deal with are the ridiculous amounts of traffic and the fact that for whatever reason, car insurance is too expensive, but that might have to do with all of the traffic fatalities we have to deal with out here. It's pretty bad. So I had a friend who had to do an online DUI course because they were caught drunk driving. And one of the things that really got to them and sat in their psyche is a fact in the course that they tell you, which is that on any given night, Friday or Saturday, across the Las Vegas Valley, close to 70 to 80% are driving with some level of alcohol or Mary Jane intoxication, to coin a phrase I could use on YouTube. Now, that doesn't strike me as very surprising, but it may strike you as surprising. And when we take that and we add it on to the fact that we have people from California coming in, and I love Californians. If you're from California, thank you for moving here and buying houses and bringing your businesses. Those people drive a little aggressively compared to us who still have more of a small town vibe. You have this perfect soup, this perfect mess for getting yourself into a traffic fatality. Matter of fact, they say the worst parts and the worst times of the year are actually when school lets out. And it's not because what you might think. It's not because kids are bad drivers. Kids are better drivers than adults because they have all the rules fresh in their mind and they're not doing silly stuff. It's because there's so many more people on the roads. It reminds me of one time I was driving on Decatur near Charleston, and I saw somebody who just could not stay in their lane. That was the first time it really stuck into my head. That person is intoxicated. And then, we all say, where's the cop when you need one? So be careful while you're out here. There are so many traffic fatalities. I think we're one of the leading in the nation for that kind of stuff. And you don't want to lose your life. I try to avoid at all costs driving on main roads when I do my live streams. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. You'll see some live streams and videos like this. But I try to avoid it at all costs because it's just not worth it to me. I don't want to risk my life, and you don't want to risk your life either, or the lives of others. Please don't be Henry Ruggs III, the Raiders player. If you've had too much, just call an Uber, call a Lyft, tell the bar your car has to sit there till tomorrow. It's worth a $40 round trip to save somebody's life.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
That's a nice dog.
I don't know what
He doesn't like me.
he's upset, but no, he doesn't really get upset about people.
Okay.
Must be this thing, maybe.
Maybe it's the camera.
Yeah,
It's camera shy. It's okay, baby. You're good. Gotta love the park. Let's get rolling. And speaking of rolling, because I completely lost my segue into the next section with those dogs. That was fun. Rolling into Vegas and expecting to getting a house or to have a good cost of living out here, that seems to be a thing of the past. It's been really, really bad and really, really nasty for a lot of people out here in the valley, with house prices just soaring and soaring. I remember around COVID-19 trying to sell advertising packages to realtors and having some realtors tell me that the housing market was toast. It was done for good. Now, the housing market was not toast at the time, but it heated up to an extreme degree. A lot of people during COVID did what was called the Great COVID Migration. I don't know if you've heard of that. Leave me a comment below if you're familiar. People would move looking for new opportunities. Hey, I lost my job out here, but I got my house. I can sell it. I can move to Vegas. I could buy 2 houses in Vegas for the price of 1 house out here. And that's exactly what a lot of them did. And it drove the house prices up. Now in Vegas, the harsh reality of getting a mortgage, it's not pleasant. Let me explain. So you may be familiar with the 30% rule, and that says that 30% is the maximum you should be spending on your housing costs. The problem out here is that if you do the math with the current mortgage rates, it means that the average person in Vegas should be making somewhere in the area of, I believe it's $133,000. You can correct my numbers if you want in the chats and the comments, a year to make a home, to make a home possible for themselves. That being said, The problem comes in when we look at the average household income in the city. With an average household income of around $70,000, this place has become a place of renters, with large condo developments happening all around town where people are just kind of shoved into little boxes and they're told that this is the way things have to be for now. And whether or not these prices correct is up to greater economic things that I don't have much control over, and neither do you. But that's the prices of homes. What about the prices of eating? What about the prices of living? Let's talk about AC. Let's talk about gas, air conditioning and gas. Let's talk about the price of everything in this town, right? And that's where the rub is. Like, a lot of people in this town are living paycheck to paycheck, month to month. I can't even imagine how many payment arrangements the power company, NV Energy, has, and Southwest Gas, who provides all the gas services out here. In Vegas, you're going to have air conditioning. It's just a matter of fact. It's a matter of life. You have to have it. You can't survive in the summer at 115 degrees outside temperature without it. That means that most people living in a home, something like maybe a 1,500 square foot single family residential home, are going to be spending somewhere in the neighborhood of $200, $300, maybe $400 on their electric bill in the summertime. In the wintertime, of course, you have a break on that price as things get cheaper, but then your gas bill goes up because most homes in the valley are central forced air with gas heaters, making your gas bills somewhere in the vicinity of $150 to $300. In terms of groceries and things, the city used to be a little bit cheaper than it is right now. We're still not Los Angeles, which is a nice thing, but you know, comparing yourself to another one doesn't make much sense. And we're still paying $8 for a dozen eggs. Gas prices have gone down, but we are tied to California, and whatever California does in terms of gas prices reflects in our price of the pumps here, because much of our gas comes from refineries in California or places in Mexico, and it's just tough sometimes, you know. But at the end of the day, this is still a great place to be. It's still a great place to consider moving to. It's still a great place to maybe come out and start. And I have a whole nother video that if you guys want to see it, you can tell me in the comments below about all the reasons you should come to Vegas, because I still believe it really is like a land of opportunity. It really is one of the last places in Vegas that can be a land of milk and honey for you. But that's some of the harsher, brutal realities of living off the strip in Vegas as a regular person in 2025. If you've enjoyed the video, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on this video were. And check out our sponsor for this video. We have a special treat for you guys as well. That's our casinos.com affiliation link. And if you guys are looking to gamble at home online and you're used to gambling in online casinos with real money, casinos.com is going to give you an actual offer and juice you up a little bit. So as I like to say on the channel, if you love to gamble and not wear pants, this is the deal for you. Go to notleavinglasvegas.com/casinos. Find your local offer tailored to you. They're all big American-based companies. The affiliate sponsor is on the NASDAQ stock exchange, so they're on the up and up. And every time you do something with them and gamble and wager and play with your money, they pay us as an affiliate. That's the video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment box below. We'll see you in a live stream. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're just browsing through. My name's Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Until the next time, I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click.